Silencing me for what? I'm not allowed to stand up for myself? I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Hey guys, super sorry for the late upload today. It's 5 o'clock p.m. I literally had to upload the video and then it got blocked, and so I had to take it off, re-edit it, and then, well, bam, here you go. Enjoy.
Greetings, Evoker.
How goes it?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Great. So long. Be seeing you. Greetings, wizard.
Well met.
Something I can do for you?
Ura Vaso Thralis has a way with words. I wish she could teach me how to speak that well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Today is Thursday, October 18th, 2018. Damn, that's two 18s. To you and everybody out there. You know, I just noticed it's like a smudge. Hopefully that fixed it. Alright, we're back. Just trying to keep it raw and uncut here. So, if you've from what you've gathered from today's title. Jeez, that took a long time. I wonder why I'm so slow. Alright. And I'm fucking around. Alright, so if you gathered from today's title, today we're going to be talking a little bit about Julian Assange, Venezuela, and are you an NPC? So, and whatever else comes to mind as I'm recording this. So, today, before I get started, let me give you guys a quick little update on what's going on, real, quick. Say quick one more time.
What? What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what? What? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yes. Then you know what I'm saying. Yes.
All right. Every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time zone, we, as a group, chat on Discord. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Discord, by the way, there's a link at the bottom. Join our Discord, which is an app in which you can all, it's like a giant chat room, like AOL back in the day, but it's just like a giant chat room, a giant forum where we can all talk and share our ideas. So down below there's a link to mine, and every single morning at 9 a.m. we go into the voice chat room and we all chat. Now, I know I talk a lot, so usually in that chat room I try to, sit back a little bit, sip my coffee, and you guys go at it. And I'm there for input and insight and talking and so on and so forth. But the good thing is that you guys get to chat with me, I get to chat with you guys, and we get to talk about all kinds of stuff. And we're starting to do that every morning. Today was episode number 2, tomorrow episode number 3, and we go about an hour, give or take, okay? The first episode went 2, today was an hour and a half, but I'm gonna see if we can keep it to an hour. So from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern time zone, join us on Discord and chat with us. It'll be fun. And if you got any questions, answers, comments, anything you want to talk about, please bring it up. This is censorship free zone in my domains. All right. Also on Twitch, I'm on Twitch every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so at 8 p.m. Eastern time zone, make sure that you go to Twitch. Link is at the bottom, and I'm there Monday through Thursday. The Bitcoin coffee morning, the morning coffee thing is Monday through Friday, and then we're doing Twitch Monday through Thursday, okay? 8 p.m. till whatever. Every night is different. Sometimes it's 2 hours, sometimes it's 4, sometimes, we try to keep it like at least 2 hours, okay? So you can join us there. Yeah, Twitch is just fun. We talk about all kinds of randomness, from whether it's stuff from the show, it's in the news, about crypto, about finance, about current events. A lot of times we're just eating shit, just having a few drinks, smoking, having fun, whatever. But regardless, that's what we're up to on Twitch every night, every Monday through Thursday night. So please join us. And also, I'm looking for maybe a new streaming venue. Seems like Twitch, might not work. It's just there might be a little problem with the choppiness and stuff like that, but I'm going to see if I can work on that, just FYI. But regardless, join me on Twitch. I know, I never shut up. So, all right. So without further ado, let's get to the rest of the episode real quick, all right? Thanks again, guys. Okay. So where was I? So let's talk about Julian Assange real quick. If you guys don't know about Julian Assange, he is the guy behind WikiLeaks. Well, not really. The guy behind WikiLeaks was Edward Snowden. And then, Edward Snowden was the one that got the information. He gave it to Julian Assange. And then he was the one that was slowly releasing all this information to the public. And so Julian Assange is literally one of the greatest, journalists of our time. It's fucking crazy amazing. And for the last 6 years, he's been in the UK, aka England, and he's been in the Ecuadorian embassy for the last 6 years, and he's just been in some in a weird prison type solitary confinement situation where he hasn't been able to leave from there, but yet from his ivory tower, he's been able to constantly be feeding us information. And so, just to give you an idea on who he is, in case you don't know who he is, he's the guy, not just behind WikiLeaks, but, at one point, he was everyone's friend, and then another, everyone on the left loved him, everyone on the right hated him. And then after he released the information that the Democratic Party, the Democrats, that Hillary Clinton cheated Bernie Sanders and Bernie Sanders out of the nomination and out of the whole situation, all of a sudden all the Democrats and everyone that is a leftist hates Julian Assange, and everyone on the right loves Julian Assange. So, just FYI, of who he is and what information, and what information actually does for the population, for humanity, how we are, how fickle a lot of us are, and so on and so forth, which is going to keep, hold that thought, because that's going to lead to a little more into the conversation. So, again, the reality is that, this Julian Assange guy, so let's get to the story. Enough background on Julian. So Julian, he's been in the dark for, I think, since May or March of this year. Since May or March of this year, the Ecuadorian embassy cut internet to Julian Assange. So for the longest time, people were thinking, oh my God, is he alive? Is he dead? Where is he? What's going on? What are they going to do to him? Are they going to extradite him to the United States? Which, by the way, that's the whole thing. Why the reason he's in the Ecuadorian embassy is because they're trying to extradite him to the United States in order to, go to trial for, releasing the WikiLeaks. I'm still trying to figure out the charge. But whatever. But I want to say treason, but he's not American, I don't think. So whatever. The point is that, and so that's why he's, doesn't want to come to the U.S. and he's trying to get out of that embassy and go somewhere, like Edward Snowden is in Russia, and goes to another country where he can seek asylum and not have to be stuck in solitary confinement, for lack of a better, description. So, right now he wants to leave, but he can't, because if he does, they can arrest him and extradite him. And he's trying to get the UN and get other individuals and groups out there in order to help him get out of the situation. But whatever. So 6 months ago, they took away his internet. People have not known what's going on. If you go on the internet, they have vigils for him. Meaning that they have chat rooms and a bunch of dedicated channels and outlets, out there just to keep an eye on Julian and make sure he's still there, he's alive, pass on as much information as possible. And then today, the news broke that the Ecuadorian government is going to allow Julian Assange some internet. So as of now, Julian Assange might get his internet back, and we might hear from Julian Assange by the time you listen to this, or maybe later on in the days coming. But regardless, He might not be able to release more WikiLeaks because, you know, of all the restrictions and everything that they're putting on him at the moment. They're silencing him. They're either, you know, they pretty much said, all right, listen, if you keep releasing these WikiLeaks or if you keep behaving a certain way, if you think the internet was bad, you think us cutting your internet was bad, we're gonna make it worse. So I think that that's what they're trying to do to him, you know, intimidate him and stuff like that. So, you know, right now, you know, as long as he gets a little bit of internet back, and the fact that he is getting internet back, and that is news, it at least shows that he's alive, and we can't wait for him to say something, and, you know, this is all developing. And so, why is this important? Because it doesn't matter who you are right now, whether you're Julian Assange, Alex Jones, Jimmy Dore, you know, pick anyone on the left. Wait. This left. Pick anyone on the left, pick anyone on the right, pick anyone in the middle. It doesn't really matter who you are. If you are a truth seeker, look at, like, again, Abby Martin, totally on the left. Alex Jones, totally on the right. You know, others that are totally on the right. You know, at the end of the day, right now we're living in a time that it doesn't matter whether you're on the left, on the right, in the middle. It doesn't matter what you're, anarchist, liberal, libertarian, conservative. If you are a truth seeker, or if you are a truth sayer, or if you're a truth revealer, guess what? You are a target. All right? And you are considered a terrorist, and so on and so forth. And we are being silenced. And this is the battle that we're all combating at the moment. And if you're doing anything that exposes Big Brother, that talks about Big Brother, that anything like that, then guess what? You know, you are a target, you're public enemy number one, and so on and so forth. Like, I know I'm small potatoes, but I already also know that, you know, most likely they're keeping tabs on me. Why? Because of the information I talk about. Same as a bunch of other YouTubers that talk about anything and everything, whether it's crypto or conspiracies or knowledge or whatever.
Knowledge.
And that's just the reality of it. So when we look at, you know, what happens, you know, to, you know, someone like Abby Martin, someone like Alex Jones, someone like Julian Assange, someone like Kim.com, any one of these individuals, you know, we have to look within ourselves and be like, wow, am I next? And that's it. And that's the reality of it, you know? So this is why these things are very important. And, you know, we have to always not just keep a close eye on these things, but, you know, act accordingly. And that's it. Now, let's talk about the next little bit of news, you know, that I think is kind of like important and I want to bring up. Now, you guys already know how I feel about Venezuela, about the petro, and so on and so forth. If you don't, I'm going to put a link at the end of this video so you can watch my video on that. I'm not going to, you know, get too deep into this, all right? You already know why I love crypto and Bitcoin and everything that has to do with that space, because it's a way out of the central banking system. And so the way I understand what's going on in Venezuela, because remember, everyone is understanding the situation very different. I feel like I'm an outsider here. Everyone, even people that I totally respect and love, you know, think of Venezuela one way, but the reality is that what's going on in Venezuela is really what's going on over here. And so like 97% of the people on earth, or whatever, that talk about this subject, you know, think of what's going on in Venezuela, you know, in a broad term, and then there's only like a small percentage of people like me that not only understand that it's not the way it seems, but we're trying to report these things. So again, Abby Martin is a great example of a reporter that is on the left and super on the left, and she has gone to Venezuela many times, and in fact she is sponsored. You know, not sponsored, but hired. You know, she works for a media outlet out of, you know, Venezuela, and she reports what's really going on out there. And, you know, the reason she doesn't do that for the U.S., and even though she's American or anyone else like that, is because, well, they are, you know, fake news, and that's it. I mean, you already know. I'm not even going to go there. So
You are fake news.
she has her own YouTube. She's on the social medias and everything. So look her up. Look up Abby Martin. But anyways, not her, me, a bunch of others speak of Venezuela in the real terms of what's going on in Venezuela. Look, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it either. I'm not saying it's fucking, you know, raising, it's not like rosy over there or anything like that, but it's definitely not like as horrible as they make it seem. It's not even anywhere close.
Here, Alejandro Echeverria from Dash Shop, Dash Merchant and Dash Takes. It is September 12th, and right now I'm in the mall CST in Caracas, Venezuela. I'm gonna have lunch in Subway, and I will pay in Dash, so follow me. I'm scanning the POS system. It is 9.28. So this is the standard for 3 cent, and it should confirm the transaction in the POS in a few seconds. Ready. Nice. So they received the payment. Listo, me da el sandwich. So record this one. This thing. The POS, which shows the POS is broken. El punto dañado. So that's it. ¿Tienes petzila, mi pana? Sí.
And so what's going on with Venezuela is that they are dropping the dollar. And by them dropping the dollar, that's what's causing all of these horrible things, whether it's the hyperinflation or whether it's, the U.S., wanting to invade Venezuela and so on and so forth. We've already seen this movie many, many times over. I mean, come on, guys. So, the news with Venezuela is that they literally came out, what was it? I think it was 2 days ago, and they officially said, what is it? What day is it today? Oh no, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. They literally officially said we are dropping the dollar and we are going to function with the euro from this point on. So what that means, and again, I don't know. I mean, the story's still breaking. Remember, it's around the language barrier. There's a lot of suppression when it comes to news coming out of Venezuela in these situations. But from my understanding is if they do that, well, then guess what? That petro coin, the petro token, the petro currency that they're going to be using in Venezuela, it's probably going to be pegged to the euro, because if they're dropping the dollar, then why the fuck would they peg their currency to the dollar? They're going to peg it to the euro, and it's already pegged to Asian currencies, aka mainly the yuan. So that's already happening, okay? Because that's how, Venezuela was able to get that loan from China. Okay, so their currency is already pegged to Asia. And again, guys, that's another thing you guys got to keep in mind, that, you got to forget all that fake fucking news you keep hearing about Venezuela. Like, China's doing business with them. China's giving them money. Other parts of the fucking world are invested in them, like Russia and the East. So, just because the West hates them, it doesn't mean that they're irrelevant on the world stage, because they're not. Venezuela is very, very relevant, and that's the problem that the U.S. has with them, that they are relevant. And they are not siding with the dollar, and that's the problem. That's it. But there's too many Chinese, Russian, and other foreign interests within Venezuela that, are just going to prevent that situation. So, the fact that Maduro came out yesterday and said we're dropping the dollar and we're just going to peg our fucking currency to the euro, that's huge. That's huge. And again, guys, if you guys have seen the price of oil when he released the petro. So that the petro, again, remember, the petro's not even released yet. The petro doesn't even exist yet. But this proxy, which is the petro, that doesn't exist. Again, we've already talked about this. Again, I'll link a video at the end of this one so you can, educate yourself on a little bit more of the petro and all that stuff. But anyways, this proxy token, which represents a petro, is, going to get its price from oil and other commodities, but mainly oil. And guess what, guys? When they did that, the price of oil was at $64 a barrel, and it got up as high as like $78 to $80 a barrel. Now it's dropped down to like around $70 a barrel. So as you can see, smart move, and you already know it's a smart move. I don't even want to get into that, but whatever. That's not even the right term for that. You know what I mean? Like, the smart move is in them creating this proxy so that they can circumvent the dollar and give a value to their currency. That's a smart move, okay? But anyways, the point I'm making is that they're continuing with this by now, saying, well, fuck it, we're gonna get our petrol price, and we're gonna not, price it in dollars, but we're gonna just price it in euros, and and we're gonna be pricing it in euros. Now, remember that Europe is, and especially, remember, this is stemming from Germany, okay? But Europe, run by Germany, is creating their own European SWIFT system so that they can get around the dollar and use the euro to do business with Iran, now Venezuela, and again, this is really mainly to do business, with the East, and now have to do with the dollar again. China already has their own SWIFT system. Russia has their own SWIFT system, and so on and so forth. There might be a SWIFT system coming to the Caribbean and Latin America, and that system might come in the cryptocurrency form. In the form of cryptocurrency. So just keep all that in mind, guys. And the world is getting away from the dollar. And once all these dollars, start coming home to roost, they already are coming home. But once they all really come home to roost, meaning that they start coming in from, all these other smaller countries as opposed to just the big countries, well, then guess what? That's when we're going to see hyperinflation. Plus, if you watch Lior Gantz on the X22 report Spotlight a few days ago or a week ago, he was talking about this, and which I've been talking about this for a while, and the fact that once there's all these dollars within the U.S. and the dollars are only used within the U.S., we're gonna have to print even more of these dollars, like actual print physical dollars, in order to make these things. Because remember the hyperinflation, and then in order to have them circulate around our population to keep the economy going, and by printing even more in order to keep more in the circulation to keep the whole economy going, we will cause more hyperinflation. And in order to stave off hyperinflation, we print more, and it makes more, and Weimar Germany before you know it. So that's going to happen. It's not going to be over tomorrow. I mean, it's not going to be happening overnight, and it's not going to be tomorrow or anything like that. But once the economic downturn happens, it's going to be the beginning of this hyperinflation. And again, mark my words, before Trump is done with his second term, we're going to fucking realize this hyperinflation. Either be right in the middle of it or towards the end of it. All right, and then after Trump, that's when we have, we got to be scared that a Hitler type figure or a, totalitarian type figure or a dictator type figure could arise from those ashes. Okay, and that's what's gonna happen. Sorry guys, I'm doing my fucking laundry out there. Hope it's not too fucking loud. Hold on 1 second. Hey guys, sorry about that. Didn't mean to leave you there with Lambo. Sorry, I just wanted to close the windows for a second, so that way the noise is reduced. So, alright guys, so just to wrap this whole fucking thing up, we talked about Assange, we talked about Venezuela, and now the most important thing. Let's talk about NPC. First of all, what's an NPC? An NPC is a non-player character. Now, for you older folks out there, you might not understand what an NPC is, so I suggest just maybe do a little research, you know what I mean, if you don't understand what I'm going to be saying. But an NPC is just, again, a non-player character, meaning that when you're playing a video game, this goes back to the beginnings of video games. That's what an NPC is. It's just another character within the video game that has no free thought. The thought is given to the character by a programmer. You understand? So when you're playing, a video game and you're just a character doing things and you interact with another character, then, some coder had to put in, information and spit out, so you can have a conversation. And so the conversation is always like, rudimentary talking to a robot. And this has been existed since the beginning of video games, even the typing text games back in the day, early computers. So this has always existed. So so this new meme is going around about NPCs and comparing people to NPCs and the left to NPCs. But the reality is like if you're on the left or the right, you can fall into NPC mode. So what is NPC? Well, just, you can figure it out. It's someone that has no free thought.
And that's another thing. You can lighten up a bit yourself. This review routine is getting old, okay? I mean, you're acting like such a geek. Smile once in a while.
Smile?
Yeah. Smile. Watch. Hi. Nice place you got here. How's business? Give me a break. Okay, bad example.
She's not here.
See that guy over there? That's a smile.
You're crazy, man.
That's good. Maybe you could practice in front of a mirror or something.
Don't be an NPC. And it's not, I'm not going to waste too much time on this. And the reality, like the thing is, look, if you're watching this, you're most likely not an NPC. But if you encounter people out there that are NPCs, then listen, we're in the Matrix. We're in a video game. An NPC is just a Mr. Smith.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again. Freeze it.
This isn't the Matrix.
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them.
What are they?
Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one.
We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone.
I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
Why?
I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
Now, I hope you saw that clip and understood what a Mr. Smith is. A Mr. Smith is an NPC. It's just someone that, you know, for example, let's just say you're having a conversation about, hey, did you hear that 9/11 was staged by the U.S. and then they bust out into being Mr. Smith, and they start combating you and being defensive and aggressive and blah, instead of just being like, oh really? What makes you say that? You see? Someone that says, hey really? What makes you say that? That's someone that's trying to come out of the Matrix, someone that's with you in this game. But when someone just does the opposite, then that's a Mr. Smith or an NPC. So, and these NPCs exist everywhere. If you're, if you're on the right mentally and you talk to someone on the Uber left, you're going to encounter NPCs. If you're on the left, remember how I'm wording this, and you encounter someone on the Uber right, you're going to encounter an NPC. Now, if you're on the left and you encounter someone on the right, you're probably going to be able to have a conversation. But when you encounter people that are on these extremes, they're usually NPCs. Also, an NPC is just someone that has no thought at all, and it's given ideas and thoughts by others. So people that, are Ripple and XRP purist, or things of that ilk, or flat earthers or whatever, these people are also kind of like NPCs, because they just want to go down the route of, hey, I want to be this specialized character in this game, as opposed to just being an actual character in the game. So when you're playing Grand Theft Auto, the modern day, games in which, we have all these NPCs and all these things like that, but I'm just going to say Grand Theft Auto because I think it fits the best, description to what I'm about to say. Just think of it that you're playing Grand Theft Auto. Your life is Grand Theft Auto. Right now, you're watching me and I'm a character in your video game, and that's it. And so everything is that, okay? That's the whole Matrix scenario, and so on and so forth. But the reason we play Grand Theft Auto is because in Grand Theft Auto you can beat up random people, steal cars, fuck prostitutes, do a lot of, by the way, you can still do these things, but the point is that if you do these things in the real world, then there's consequences. So that's why people gravitate to this video game, so they can express these feelings that they might want to do, and they just do them there as opposed to in real life. But again, to add to that, that's the point, you know what I mean? If you go to a video game to do whatever you want, then why don't you just do whatever you want within this real life? You feel me? And use this as your video game and the Matrix, and do all these things that you've always wanted to do, and just do them instead of just being an NPC. Because if you are not doing what you want to do a good majority of the time, then you're just an NPC. Listen, there's a lot of things that I do in my life that I don't want to do, okay? That's 100%. We all have that, okay? I don't want to, don't be thinking that, oh, my life is fucking amazing and great. I mean, it pretty much is, but so can yours. But at the end of the day, look, I'm doing laundry right now. Think I want to fucking do laundry? You think I want to eat scrambled eggs and a couple noodles for fucking dinner every night? No, but I'm doing these things because that's how I'm playing my video game at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm doing this because I want to. And the same thing goes with everybody, okay? There's a lot of people out there that decide, hey, I want to be a guitarist, or I want to be this, or what, and they're living their dreams. They're not non-player characters, but there's a lot of people out there that are non-player characters. They're NPCs. And all I'm saying is, do not be an NPC. When we're talking about, the Julian Assange stuff, don't be an NPC. Don't follow the herd. If everyone is telling you, oh, this guy is public enemy number one, educate yourself with the facts and be a fact dropper. Fuck it. If you believe what I believe about Venezuela and think that everybody else is fucking crazy for not understanding the Venezuela thing, well then guess what? Play your fucking game. Don't hide that shit. What do you got to lose? I know what the consequences are in the real life scenario, but there's more consequences to not acting out your video game and not living your life. So just fucking do it and don't be an NPC, okay? That's all I got to say. I'm gonna leave it there because I already feel like this episode's gonna be long. Anyways, guys, I love you guys to death. You guys are, wow. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do any of this shit without you, okay? Seriously. I love you guys. So, with that being said, I want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. All right? I got a bunch of new subscribers. I got a bunch of new viewers. Got a bunch of new everyone. I want to say thank you to all my old subscribers from day one. All right? Everyone from, the fuck is this? Oh yeah, from Mickey to Maribel to you guys, to Abe. You guys know who you are. All right? I want to say thank you to my wrench gang. All right, I know they're not my wrench gang, they're not nothing, but you know what I'm saying, to the wrench gang, all right? I want to say thank you to everyone out there, everyone from John Brown to Eddie to whatever, all right? Outlaw, Jelena, I can go on and on, all right? I want to say thank you to all of you guys, all right? And anyone that I have not mentioned, anyone that watches all my shit and doesn't talk to me or interact. I want to say thank you. I love you. You guys are awesome, amazing, and you guys, again, you're making me wake up even earlier now in the morning and go to bed even later and doing more and more of this, okay? Because I cannot get enough, okay? I can't get enough. All right? Seriously. And I want to say thank you to all my patrons. I want to say thank you to all my donations. I want to say thank you to all the love, everything that I get from you guys, all right? And I hope that I'm giving you guys what you want, what you need, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve, okay? And yeah, sure, I do whatever the fuck I want, but part of doing what I want is being here to help you guys and make not only this channel better, but this whole thing better, the Discord, the Twitch, just the whole experience, and making all of this for us and growing together and building and building and building, okay? So with all that being said, I want to say thank you one last time. Please, oh yeah, by the way, follow the links. This is for Stigs, okay? This is all Stigs right here, okay? I'm always posting links, all right? Because, you know, I do that. Sorry, just inside joke. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share. Share the fucking knowledge. Hit the bell icon, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your, maybe not your mom, she might, anyway, tell everybody, and let's keep this going, guys, all right? Because, again, I'm gonna be here, like it or not, rain or shine, day and night. Except for Saturdays. Usually Saturdays I take off, but I'm here every other day. All right, guys, thanks again for everything. Hope you enjoy the little clip that I put at the end of all these fucking videos. It's like I put one at the beginning and in the middle. And yeah, I'll see you guys mañana. All right, and happy October. Happy October. I'm in fucking Mexico out here, so to me it's still like 1,000,000 degrees out here. So, you know, I gotta